just getting set up here. Making sure everything's good to go. I thought I'd have longer to stream tonight, but me and my brother were having a good time. And he's in town for the holidays, so hanging out with family takes precedent. There we go. But we are back in Dragonage Origins. And we are heading towards Ostagar.
Surely the Isles native.
We're not interested in going through the basement. That's crazy. We're not going that way. 9. How do I get out of here? I'm all turned around. Okay. This way. Man, I'm just all over the place. I gotta get out of the castle. We gotta get to Orzammar. Yeah, see, there's the recruits. Let me turn this down. My apologies. I was watching movies. There we go. Now we can mosey our way to Orzammar. To Orzammar! Which is in the Frostback Mountains. Do I have any runes that I need to get rid of? No, okay. Just 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. I mean, my goodness. Alright, we're heading into Orzammar. We're literally going in the city. For the first time. Unless I can sell some stuff up here. I think I can. Surface dwarf. Surface dwarf. Yeah.
I've told you what I know. If you'll excuse me, I've had quite enough. Oh.
Yeah, I just want to sell stuff to you. I mean, it's really nice, but yeah, I'm just not going to use it. Leather boots. I just realized I need to go to Denerim. As much as I want to go here, I need to go to Denerim. Because I need to go back and see Wade. Ay, ay, ay. Wade, we need to talk. I need to talk to you, Wade. Then we'll head into Orzammar. Denerim first. La 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 la. Well, we made it about halfway. Further than I thought we'd make it.
I sense some dark
Save all these people from certain doom.
Our Lehman sends his regards, Warden. We're trying to keep the roads clear and safe. Our Lehman sends his regards, Warden. We're trying to keep the roads clear and safe. Yes.
I'm just trying to get all the stuff. There we go, there's some money. I was like, where's all the money? There's some money.
I've heard about the Orlesian bards.
Who hasn't? They are quite famous after all.
The stories I heard were a little racier. It had to do with how a bard assassinated her target. How they were lulled into...
If those stories were true, who would ever agree to entertain a bard in their court?
Oh, I don't know. There's a certain allure to danger, isn't there? And besides, you couldn't all be assassins, could you? I'd take my chances. If the stories were true, that is.
We had rules about that sort of thing. Strict rules.
Such as? You're not going to tell me, are you?
Let's just say I had plenty of reasons to join the chantry, shall we? And leave it at that.
Yeah, stop being a nosy Nancy.
You're here about your order?
It's done. I made the armor. And it's garbage. I wouldn't let a festering swine wear it.
Wade, it's amazing. I don't see anything wrong with it.
Are you blind as well as stupid? The leg guards are too tight. It'll chafe. The dye isn't even... Look here. I see a splotch. It's garbage, I say.
It's fine. Truly. It's a work of art. Here, wear it well. Now kindly leave.
Don't tell me you're wearing that garbage. Did you bring more scales? I want to try again. I've learned so much.
Wade, please leave the customer alone. How can I help you? Certainly.
Here we go.
Did you bring more scales? I want to try again. I've learned so much.
Wade, please leave the customer alone. How can I help you? You must be kidding. We're done. No...
Heren, more scales. I can make another set.
Dear Andraste, no.
I've been thinking every night about what I'd do different. It's all in my head. Dear Heren, don't worry. I can make it faster this time.
You can?
You worry too much. Just give me the scales, friend, and I'll have my finest work for you. Perfect, you say? Well, there are a few alterations I could make. I'll close up the shop then. No more new orders!
Think of the possibilities.
We're closed. Oh, it's you. Your armor isn't done yet. Come back later.
Not done yet. Boo.
Strange that matters can be so tumultuous and yet the day still be so bright. Oh, my pardon. Just thinking aloud. Are you here for the Chanters Board? I
Who
am
are you?
Sister Justine, curator of the reliquary of this chantry. And pride again. It is hard to live up to the example of Andraste. The
do you
archivist
do?
tends the books, and I tend the sacred relics. I also search for more to add to our collection, which is more difficult than it sounds. A
What's so
hawker
hard
on the
about that?
street will claim to have an actual finger bone of Andraste. In this city alone, you could make the skeleton of 10 prophets from fingers alone. Curators often accept them as genuine. I worry about the authenticity of even our most holy artifacts.
How difficult is it to
When I was
verify a
a
relic?
curator of a much smaller chantry in Orlais, I thought that false relics slipped through because of laziness. But the life of the cloth is never an easy one, and that explanation always seemed hollow to me. Now I believe it's the seduction of the divine. We all want a personal connection to the Maker. We want to believe that what we hold in our hands is the actual sandal that slipped from Andraste's foot before the fires consumed her. Faith is of the heart, not of the head. When the heart is ungoverned by reason, charlatans have powerful tools to deceive.
Oh, well, balancing
And
faith and
often
reason is
close to
difficult.
heretical. But I believe that the truth only increases the awe of the Maker and his prophet, not demean it. Even false symbols have the power to inspire, but it seems every year we fall more out of touch with the real Andraste.
How many real relics have you found?
There's one that might be real. I couldn't prove it wasn't. Perhaps you can understand my skepticism. So many claims, so few truths. Certainly, my research indicates that all of the ashes were gathered into a pot or urn, but it's been lost for centuries. That doesn't stop hawkers from selling pinches of the ashes of Andraste to gullible pilgrims. The real ashes may still be hidden somewhere, though it's possible the urn broke. You've shown admirable patience listening to my diatribe before. I will not bore you again. Suffice it to say, I look for and authenticate holy relics. Of course, enjoy. Nice to see you again.
Well, I found these scrolls in a Devinter ruin.
Oh, pardon my incredulity. I would like to examine them in any event.
Well, be careful with them.
Let me see. The scrolls are old, no question, and the script. It's written in cipher. Early believers used them to keep their writings safe from the Devinter Magus. These could be authentic. Please, let me examine it.
Yeah.
I need parchment, quill, and ink. What was the trick to the cipher again? I examined your scrolls. I know a few of the early chantry ciphers, but I'm not fully familiar with this one. The bits I have made out. This may be an account of Maferath's final days, and perhaps more.
As in her husband?
I know. It's remarkable. The same Maferath who betrayed our prophet and saw her burn alive in Minrath Rus. If we could get a real translation, well, it could be the find of our lifetime.
Well, how long could that take?
The ciphers were designed to be difficult for the Magisters to decrypt. Who knows what secrets we can uncover, what truths we can find? Here is all of the allowance I have for acquisitions. Take it and go. 1,000 blessings.
Cool. So I just made 7.5 sovereigns back out of my 20.
What was that soup you made for supper last night?
Oh, that's a traditional Ferelden lamb and pea stew. Do you like it?
Oh, so it was lamb then. It had a certain texture I don't normally associate with lamb.
They didn't make lamb and pea stew for you in Lothering?
We ate simply there. Whole grains made into biscuits or bread, and vegetables from the garden, cooked lightly. No heavy stews.
Ah, so the last lamb you had was probably cooked Orlesian style. Food shouldn't be frilly and pretentious like that. Now, here in Ferelden, we do things right. We take our ingredients, throw them in the largest pot we can find, and cook them for as long as possible until everything is a uniform grey color. As soon as it looks completely bland and unappetizing, that's when I know it's done.
You're having me on.
Ha! You need to eat in more Ferelden inns.
Good day.
Turn your attention elsewhere. My business does not concern you. I doubt that. Yes, you're right. This is very interesting. I'll take this note from you, and I'll confiscate this lyrium as evidence. You have done a great thing here, friend. Those rogue mages' days are numbered.
Yay, I made money.
Dwarven crafts. Fine dwarven crafts. Direct from Orzammar. You won't find better.
I didn't expect to see you so soon, my friend. Do you bring good news? Is that? Oh, there's some dust on... No, that's not dust. Oh, Maker, I am not worthy to look upon. What was it like, coming to the urn, I mean?
Grueling, there were tests.
Interesting. Very interesting. I have spoken to the Chantry. They were very interested in organizing an expedition, and I am to lead them. We are to study the temple and open the way for pilgrims. Isn't it exciting?
Yes.
Ha! Let's hope there's a lot of Andraste to go around.
I have dreamed of this for so long. Decades. You made this all possible. I could never thank you quite enough, but I'm certainly going to try. Here, take this reward. I want you to have it. It will certainly do more good in your hands than lying around in this dusty house, eh? And if I can ask, have you gone to see the Arl? I have heard no news.
Arleman's been cured by the ashes.
Smiles on us. Thank you. And now, if you will excuse me, I have so much to prepare for. I wish Waylon was here to see all this.
Yeah, well, he's not. Nice. Alright.
I wonder if they have a good plum wine.
No, but there's a buck.
It's done, naturally.
What can I get you, stranger?
You need help, maybe something strictly not legal. So lots of things. Okay, cool. Hey.
Did you speak often with Caleb?
You're asking me if I have a relationship with my brother, aren't you?
Yes. I wonder what he thought of you.
I don't think he cared much about my existence. I didn't mean anything to him. Anyway, to answer your original question, no. We never spoke. Well, maybe once. Marek and Kaelin had come to Redcliffe to visit the Arl. I was very young then. We were introduced. I believe I said, "Greetings, Your Highness." He said, "Ooh, swords," and ran off to the armory. So, yes, that was the extent of our relationship. We drifted apart after that. Very sad.
Woof.
You hear about the note? Maybe we have some things we can talk about. You are of great interest to me. That's a very direct question. On the whole, I don't like direct questions. For the sake of this discussion, let's say I am. Who do you blame for a death? The sword or the swordsman? Crows are swords, instruments used by someone else for their own reasons. So, one of our swords is hired out. He and his employees will do their job or die trying, but the crows as a whole have no bias. I can't stress enough that I wasn't hired to do anything. An associate was, and he's failed, and failed badly. A client can always hire more help if the job isn't done the first time. But I am hoping we can make sure that doesn't happen. Ferelden is a busy place. Blight, civil war, other mayhem. Lots of people not getting along. Sometimes they really don't get along. Maybe want to do something about it. The people that handle that sort of thing can get real busy. It takes time to do a good job. Pride in your work and all. But customers have expectations. Not many people to turn to if you're short-staffed in some lines of work. So, someone that's crossed our path and lived, well, maybe they could help out. Make some coin. Everyone wins. I hand you a scroll. You read it, you learn about someone interesting. If you find out something happens to him, something unfortunate, then if we talk again, I give you money for letting me know.
I don't like the sound of this.
You don't like what's on the scroll? Don't do anything. Maybe he has an accident and someone else tells me all about it.
While the innuendo, we both know what this is about.
Can you blame someone for being circumspect? There you go.
I have a scroll.
Makes for fine reading. If that's all, luck be to you.
Moving on.
over with.
Nice. Over 2 sovereigns in here. That was pretty good. Haven't gone in the warehouse yet.
I won't take the blame for this one. This was bad from the start. No way he was here to deal. Thanks. I ain't sticking around to see how this turns out.
Do 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 do. Okay.
He came at me. It's not my fault. Why'd he come at me? Yeah, they got to learn not to mess with me. Right? I mean, he's just going to disappear, right?
Gone forever.
As there is but one world, one life, one
So what do you think will happen to all those people we left behind in Lothering?
Some of them will find their way to Denerim. Many will die, as the Maker wills.
Don't you wish you could have stayed there? To help more people, I mean.
If the Blight isn't stopped, everyone will die. This is the greater good we're serving, both of us, right here.
So it's all right to let some people die for the greater good? I'm not so sure about that. I felt bad leaving all those people there, all panicked and helpless.
You're doing what you must, Alistair. There will be worse to come yet. You will need to steel yourself. You know this.
I've never been very good at that. The steeling myself part. I find it better sometimes to just be a little weak. I'm all right with that, really.
I don't believe you. And either way, it's not as if any of us has a choice.
Are you sure I can't interest you in this hat? A pair of earrings? I'm sure.
No, I'm sure.
Enchantment?
There we go. Now we'll just dump the runes.
On your order, Grey Warden. The Jarl was generous, but rushed. Certain areas could see improvement. We're a mercenary force, Warden. Much of our equipment is self-financed. Were you to commit additional funds, we'd upgrade as we saw the need.
So there's a couple runes.
Even the Templars will be impressed by the powers you will command.
Generous, Warden. If you need staff after the battle, keep us in mind.
Cool.
Yes.
Yes.
Indeed.
Strange way to go.
Welcome back, Warden. As you can see, we've been busy. Cleaned the place up a bit. Even my brother Mikhail came out of hiding. Never will you find a finer smith. Also, got some goods stored here that might interest you. Buy them now before my cousins move it all someplace else.
Did you tell your family about Sophia?
But I figured that it's not a bad thing to believe that you come from a line of lions. Even if the truth is a touch more complicated. Our family's belief that we were wronged. It gave us strength to make something of ourselves.
What do you think of
Ireland
Sophia?
Sounded like a right nasty piece of work. Sophia was branded a traitor. She consorted with blood mages. But in spite of it all, I think she was a hero.
Keep looks a lot
With a
different.
big family. When you were away, we all pitched in. Hard to believe there were undead, demons, and worse around here, right? Certainly.
Let me see your wares. Bunch of nothing. Bunch of nothing. Bunch of nothing.
What can I do for you, Warden? Certainly.
Alright.
Once the Dragons were strong, we will be again one day.
You? You're the Warden? My family owes you. Any weapons I make, I will sell you for a discount. I have a family full of traders living a soft life, getting fat. I chose to learn the way of metal and stone. It keeps me strong. Indeed, I have spent my life studying steel, dragonbone, and more. I learned all I could in human lands, and exiled dwarves taught me more. Give me the finest metals and materials, and I can make wonders for you. This is star metal. If you give this to me, I will craft for you a thing of legend. And so it shall be. It is done. I call this blade Starfang. May it serve you well. I must rest after my exertions. Warden? Warden?
Let me see the wares. Alright, so I got Starfang. I just see it's worth so much.
Enchantment?
Oh yeah. There we go.
Yes.
Yes.
Indeed.
So maybe now I can get to Orzammar. But I did upgrade my weapon to the strongest weapon in the game. And we're going into Orzammar. Finally. I took 39 minutes into this stream.
Vieta, this land is held in trust for the sovereign dwarven kings. I cannot allow entry at this time.
King Loghain demands the allegiance of the Desher, or lords, or whatever you call them in your assembly. I am his appointed messenger.
I don't care if you're the king's wiper. Orzammar will have none but its own until our throne is settled.
Who doesn't? If I don't get in, no one should.
Orzammar has no king. Endrin Idukan returned to the stone not 3 weeks ago, sick over the loss of his sons. The assembly has gone through a dozen votes without agreeing on a successor. If it is not settled soon, we risk a civil war.
Well, I have this
Wardens
treaty.
killed King Cailan and nearly doomed Ferelden. They're sworn enemies of King Loghain.
Well, that is the Royal Seal. That means only the Assembly is authorized to address it. Grey Warden, you may pass.
You're letting in a traitor? And a foreigner? In the name of King Loghain, I demand that you execute this stain on the honor of Ferelden. What? Lies and slander! King Loghain will not suffer this. I will not suffer it. I'm his messenger.
Kill each other as you will, but take your sodding fight off my doorstep.
Right? Let's do this. Alright.
You've done me a service. That fool Imrek was barking for a week. Are all humans so touched? You are free to enter Orzammar, Grey Warden. Though I don't know what help you will find.
Trost Vala, Warden. Your arrival is a mixed blessing. We prefer that outsiders not witness our infighting, but your presence will be tolerated. Fair journeys, Warden.
Those statues
I haven't
are
eaten
paragons,
in
if I
days.
remember right. The best of their ancestors.
Now that's a thing of beauty, daughter. If you work hard like Branka, all Orzammar will know your name.
Mother, I don't want to be like her. She...
Don't say that! Not to me, not to anyone. Now get back to the forge. I want to see more details.
Yes, Mother.
Show some pity for him. I haven't eaten in days.
Do you miss the cloister much? I heard you were quite happy there.
Yes, I was generally. It was peaceful and it gave me a new start. No one knew who I was, but sometimes I am glad I am away and back on the road. There were bothersome things about the place. Well, bothersome people. Some of the brothers and sisters would talk to you like the chant they spoke was more pleasing to the Maker. Oh, I hated the way they talked down at me. So sometimes I forget the words to the chant, or say them wrong. But so what? The Maker looks into your heart, no? So it doesn't matter what your lips say, as long as your heart is true.
I think you're missing the point, my dear. The Chantry believes the chant of light should be spread around the world. You cannot spread it if those that are speaking the chant are speaking it incorrectly.
But I came to the Maker before I had even heard all of the chants. The Maker speaks to people. They just don't know how to listen. It is all a power game, I think. If they convince others they know more, then they must be respected.
Child, it is precisely this kind of talk that made them wary of you. Opinions that differ from your own are always threatening.
Truth. Oh boy.
It is the Assembly who makes a king, and a king who nominates his successor. None of it is carried in the blood.
Or, as now, when someone tries using the Assembly to pull a coup.
Who's to say what my father said in his final hours, when the usurper Harrowmont was the only one by his side?
I'll have you thrown in prison.
You've bitten off more than you can chew.
Handlers, separate these dashers in the Diamond Quarter. I will not have Balin incite a riot.
Not speak that way about the man who should be king!
Dwarves are crazy. Yeah.
Fighting in the commons, especially in front of outsiders. While having the Legion.
For a tiny people, they certainly build high ceilings. What's on your mind? I have watched you for a time, and perhaps I was wrong. There seems to be something special between the two of you. I think she feels she's truly found her place with you. That after all her wanderings, she's finally home. I think I was too harsh in my judgment before, and I am sorry. What you have may not last forever. Death and duty may part you. But love's worthiness is not diminished because of that. I should have seen this before. Instead, you learn to cherish every precious moment that you spend together, knowing that it may be the last. And for those of us watching, well, it brings warmth to these old bones to know that something so beautiful can be found in the midst of chaos and strife.
Did you see that? I cannot believe what this city has come to. This would never have happened when Endrin was alive. Lord Harrowmont should be our king. He was King Endrin's closest advisor, the only one he could trust. Endrin himself, ancestors welcome him, asked the Assembly to endorse Harrowmont. Aye. What a terrible burden for a father to have only Balin left of 3 fine sons. In the end, Endrin himself recognized that Balin cared for nothing but power. It was Endrin who ordered his son away from his deathbed and embraced Lord Harrowmont as his heir. Everybody knows he killed his brother Tree and let his father's favorite son take the blame. And many question whether Endrin died abed, as we were told, or whether Balin helped him along. He is a good man and a skilled general. King Endrin trusted him with his life, and I will do no less.
Yeah, and he's dead now.
He died in bed after his eldest son was murdered, and the Assembly condemned his second son for it. I cannot blame him for preferring to join the ancestors in eternal peace, if Balin didn't murder him himself. I am Narav Helmi, 3rd daughter of the 2nd matron of House Helmi. And you, stranger, what brings you to Orzammar at such a time? A Grey Warden? That explains why they allowed you past the gates. What kind of aid do you mean? A blight? Now? But our warriors are killing each other in the streets. I'm sorry, stranger. I fear there will be no aid for you in Orzammar. If you seek Lord Harrowmont's support, I suggest you talk with his trusted advisor, Dulin Ferrender. He might be able to get you an audience.
It must be wonderful.
Good day to you.
To be able to weave spells.
Wonderful. To you, perhaps. Most do not feel the same way.
Oh, what do they know? They're just jealous. The Maker gives you magic. You must use it. You do it so effortlessly. It's like breathing for you. I wish I had such talent.
But you do. You have your music, your dances. You are more graceful than anyone I've ever met. I think that perhaps the Maker gives us all magic, but of different sorts.
I never thought of it that way. I suppose we all have our little gifts. Back in Orlais, I knew a noble lady who was like most of the other noble ladies, fair of face and slow of wit. Anyway, Katerina had the most uncanny ability to tie knots in the stems of cherries using only her tongue. It was very impressive. The men especially loved watching her.
Yes, that's exactly the sort of maker-given magic I was talking about.
That was cringy. Even Wynn was like,
Ancestors guard my son, for he is lost in darkness. I'm sorry. Did you have an offering for the ancestors? Although, I can't imagine your ancestors reside in the stone. My name is Vilda, widow of Turok of the Smith caste. I pray here every day for my son, Ruck. I only wish I knew whether I should be asking for his safe return or for the ancestors to accept his soul. It was 5 years ago. He was only a youngster. He joined a Deep Roads excursion, the only smith to go with the warriors to repair their arms. He was so proud, but he got separated somehow. When they came home, he wasn't with them. The captains don't want to lose anyone searching for stray men. Too many were taken by dark spawn that way. How? There is no way except to brave the deep roads yourself.
yeah, I'm a Grey Warden.
So you could do it. Only wardens face the deep roads without a company packing them. Oh, thank you. The ancestors finally heed my prayers.
Take heart, good Widow Vilda. We'll do our best.
Please, find me as soon as you return.
Yeah, okay.
Maker's blessing on you, brother.
Yeah, I didn't think the dwarves believed in the
I'm
Maker.
Brother Burkle of the Red Cliff Chantry, returned to my ancestors' land to spread the chant of light. I'm petitioning to open a chantry in Orzammar.
Whose permission do you need to open a
Shaper
chantry?
controls changes in Orzammar's structure and society. I need the Shaper of Memory's permission to open a prayer meeting.
Shaper
The
of
Shaper
Memories.
of Memories controls the Shaperate, Orzammar's record system. Like the Chantry's historians, but more thorough. They track the births and lineage of every dwarf born in the city, every property sale, death in battle, marriage, or divorce.
Oh, any idea where I can find the Shaper?
Shaperate is in the prime tier of the city, near the royal estate. Does this mean you will help me then?
No, very well.
I can see
Speak with
the
him.
Maker's hand on your shoulder, guiding you always.
If this chantry could help just one person as much as it helped me, it's worth any trouble.
Please let me know as soon as you've heard anything.
They're everywhere. I can't take it.
Told him I don't understand why the provings aren't open to everyone. I mean, it's how the ancestors show their favor. Do they really need our help?
What? Get away. You'll change like the rest. Monsters hidden in all my friends.
What are you talking
Follow
about?
you. Once you are in the story, they possess your friends and follow. See? I found copies. All from the same pen, and older than the ones in song. Dormant my ass. Take them. I want out. I won't disappear chasing a lie. I won't.
Right.
Lord Dennick Helmy, honored Desher of the Orzammar Assembly, and terrible disappointment to my esteemed mother, who doesn't like me spending time in taverns. You understand what I'm saying, right? On the surface, there are no castes, and it works fine. Am I right, Warden?
You know me, word travels
You don't
fast.
get far as the youngest and most outspoken member of the Assembly without keeping an ear to the stone. I heard there was a Grey Warden in town. No offense, but you kind of stand out.
Things are hardly
Those
equal
like
on the
you
surface.
see this with concern, no? Well, I've taken the time to actually talk to the other castes. You know, most smiths and tavern keeps would make decent deshers if we gave them a chance and a seat in the Assembly. Orzammar are so mired in tradition, no one bothers asking if the castes are even necessary.
Well, how's it work anyway?
Oh, you're serious? Well, it's simple, I guess. The king and elected deshers of the Assembly are at the top. Then it's the nobles. Then the warriors and all the craftsmen. At the bottom are servants. The casteless and criminals are below even that. Your caste is determined by that of your same-sex parent. And that's where you stay your whole life, whatever your skill.
So you get to vote on the next king?
And 79 other fine, upstanding examples of how someone who's born into every privilege inevitably wants more. They're not fond of my views on equality.
Who are you voting for?
Either candidate has been outside the Diamond Quarter in his life. But Lord Harrowmont seems a bit more forgiving. Prince Balin's brilliant, I'll give him that, and subtle as sin. But I don't think anything in Orzammar matters more to him than winning. As you wish.
Yeah, she keep going. Alright.
Atrust Vala, stranger. You must be the Grey Warden we heard about. Welcome to Tapsters. I'm Cora, your hostess. How may I serve you? With 52 types of ale, 17 types of mead, and a dozen imported wines, we should be able to serve your needs. What do you have? Someone's
Round for
feeling
the
generous.
best.
A round of Valentis Red for everyone. This, my friend, is the Paragon of Ales. The best your money can buy. Enjoy.
Neat. That's how you get people on your side. You buy 'em booze. To the poor people.
Let me guess. This is where the poor people live.
Now let's see. Which one's the rich one? And I'm off. We'll get plenty right.
Yes.
And I'm off.
All right.
And I'm off.
Yes.
This is the Dwarven Commoner area. If you want to become a commoner.
Yes.
In that origin. Kind of a sad origin story.
Who are you? You don't look like any guardsman I ever saw, and that's not much of a uniform. Oh,
Grey Warden.
You looking for a chance to bring in some coin? Could be I have that opportunity, especially for someone with a few connections above ground. No offense, but your kings have some laws that don't make sense in a practical kind of world. Like about who gets to buy and sell Lyria, the sacred gift the stone provides us to show her love. No law should regulate that. The laws are meant to keep mages away from the stuff, so there's always buyers in the Circle Tower. I got one man named Godwin. He's expecting a delivery of a stone's weight. You want an investment opportunity? I could see fit to, say, sell you that lyrium instead, at the reasonable price of 50 sovereigns. You can keep it, or, since you can travel freely from here, sell it to Godwin, who you know is buying. And if you bring back his return order, I could pay you, say, 20 sovereigns as a finder's fee. I don't think so. Boys!
Time for more practice. Going. All right. And I'm off. Yes, going. And I'm off. All right.
It's unfortunate, Roger. I was not asking. It's illegal, and what you're doing is wrong. Hey, look, I got 20 sovereigns. Sucker.
Whoever you're looking for, it's not me, I swear.
Your clothes are so fancy. Did you get them topside? My ma'am used to say they don't got no stone to protect them topside. If I go up there, I'm gonna fall into the sky. Yeah.
No, that doesn't happen.
When my dad left, he never came back. Who's to say he didn't fall up, eh? Don't fall into the sky when you go back up there.
Well, look at that. It's not often old Nadezda sees a fine-dressed stranger here in Dust Town. Help a poor cripple. Well, thank you truly, my lord. That's right good of you. It takes a stranger to notice how bad things are, huh? No dwarf would lift a sodding finger. Excuse my language. What takes you out of the Diamond Quarter, stranger? You got a vice you're looking for old Nadezda to fill?
Tell me about this
Pretty much
town.
as you see it. The raw stone where the castless live, because we're not welcome elsewhere. You're born to wear a branded face in Orzammar, and you'll live your life in Dust Town.
What do you mean by
don't
brand?
exist. It tells everyone who sees you not to work with you, not to serve you, and not to care if you're hurt. The Deep Lords burn it into us the day we're born, so no one accidentally oversteps her place. If you have that kind of coin, Salroka, you don't want to drink what they've got here. Take yourself up to Tapster's. Long as your face isn't branded, they've got anything you want. I'd say it was an accident to try to get some sympathy coin, but you look like you'd rather hear the truth. I was running protection for the Carta when some guardsmen caught me. Duster I was with had coin for a bribe, but I took a stand. Guardsmen broke my sodding kneecaps and had me kneel in dung until the infection set in. Never healed proper. I don't know where you're from, but in Orzammar, castless have no lineage, so it's no crime to hurt you. You're born to wear a branded face in Orzammar, and you'll live your life in Dust Town.
Well, I should
I'll
get
just
going.
stay out of your way then.
Spare a bit for the needy? Have you a coin to spare, my lord? It's for my son. He's sick. He hasn't any clean clothes to wear or anything to eat today. Neither have I. A question I ask every day. He was eager enough for a daughter who would bring him into the mining caste. But since the boy was born, I've not seen nose or heel of the lout. And me alone on the street, forbidden to return to my family unless I... But no, I can't bear to even think of it. My son's father is casteless, as is he. I used to be a miner, but my parents stripped my caste and refused to accept me back. Unless I agree to abandon the child in the deep roads and pretend I never bore him.
If you're a minor,
In
where would your son be
Orzammar,
castless?
lineage is traced through the child's same-sex parent. Had my baby been a girl, she would have been a minor like me. But as a boy, my son is considered tainted forever by his father's seed. Yes.
Is there any other solution?
I can become castless with him, which is what I've done. Others have raised children like this, right? Begging for change, sleeping in doorways.
Maybe I can reason with your family.
But why?
Don't look a gift warden in the
I cannot
mouth.
offer enough gratitude. But I warn you, my father is a stiff-necked man. His name is Ordell, and he's usually at Tapster's in the evening. I do not think he will listen to you. But I will wait anxiously to see if you can do what you promise.
What's on your mind? It is no trouble.
I'm done.
This is where the origin story takes place, or starts you. So that's cool, you actually get to go visit the origin story house.
What are you looking for? We got nothing to buy for the likes of you. Or maybe you wanted to sell.
Doesn't look
Our
like a
business
store.
is kind of covert, if you know what I mean. It's illegal in Orzammar for me to engage in protected trade, but they look the other way if I share things with my friends. For money. Why don't you take a look?
Do. Efforts boots. It was a shale gift. So I need to go to Tapster's. Get that girl out of the slums. Also, where am I in terms of leveling up? Okay.
What are you looking at,
You.
stranger? I have
Met
no
your daughter.
Could be you met a castless whore claiming she was once mine.
Well, if you don't take her back, she'll die.
You think she'd die just to keep that thing? She knows what she has to do to come home. I never wanted her gone. Just the little cur. Can't she see she'd have a better life if she got rid of it?
He's a baby, not a cur, and she loves him.
Look, just tell her... We never meant to hurt her. It just seemed best that... Oh, just tell her to come home. Her mother and I are waiting for her.
There, was that so hard? I'm a good person.
Afternoon, stranger. You looking for a stool to share a brew? Name's
Who are
Naveen.
you?
I fight with Prince Balin's expeditionary field unit. Yourself? Figured as
Aiden, Grey
much.
Warden.
Good folks, wardens. I was in the deep roads when that one came by. What was his name? Duncan, something like that.
You knew
I'm
Duncan?
Sure. Good man. Solid. He knows what we go through in the deep roads. Not many do. Not even the ones who live this close. You have to be on the front lines.
You work
I
for
go where I'm
Balin?
sent, fight when I'm there, and leave politics where it belongs.
Who's your unit fighting?
Darkspawn. Not much use in turning our weapons elsewhere while those vermin still live.
Never
Every
been the
Grey
deep
Warden
roads.
ends up there. That's where they send you when you're ready to leave this world. Go die in the dark, putting away as many vermin as you can. Getting more crowded these days, though. Lots of people interested all of a sudden. We go back tomorrow, and we're not the only ones.
Who's
Balin
sending you
ordered
out?
us in at first bell. He's splitting us into 4 teams to search for some of the lost tigers. Looking for signs of Bronca, I guess. Seems to be who everyone's after.
Who's
Was a
Bronca?
paragon, some kind of great smith or whatnot. But she went batty and let her whole house into the deep roads more than 2 years ago. No chance she could have survived. And a lot of good men are gonna die looking for her corpse. Excuse me. This brew is starting to taste awful bitter.
Okay. I gotta go tell a lady to get her baby and go home. Where she belongs. With her family. You see, I have 1151 kills, 188 demons, 2 fantastic creatures, 13 golems, and a whole lot of people. Taking care of business. Run through here.
You're back. I thought you weren't coming. What did he say?
Father wants you both to go home.
I don't believe he said that. I've never heard him refer to my son as anything but trash. He calls him it. But maybe Mother convinced him. Or you did. Oh, my friend. I cannot thank you enough. If this were a story, my son would grow to manhood and pledge himself as a knight in your service. When he grows up, I will send him to you. I promise.
Don't make promises you can't keep, lady. Grey Warden here. So a little minor side quest there. Just putting a family back together. You know, minor. It's good to do good. Bunch of commoners.
I knew I should have stuck to common nugs. I've gone and lost them too. I'll never find them the way they skitter.
Common nugs. I don't like those. They look dirty.
No way I'm going back to that supplier in Dust Town. Guess I'm shutting it down. Got a boil
This
on
thing's
before
dangerous?
roasting, but otherwise no, safe as sand. Some people swear they make good pets. May as well leash a turnip, I say.
If I see any
Good
nibs,
on
I'll
you,
send them your way.
Only need one to turn this around.
Excuse me, do you have a moment? You look like you're not from around here. I've been trying forever to find someone who really knows the surface world. I don't suppose you've heard of something called the Circle?
Well,
I've been trying to reach someone there for years. I've sent missives with every caravan, but I never get a reply. I want to know if they would accept me for study. No dwarf has ever studied at the Circle of Magi. I guess you never read First Enchanter Capelin's treatise concerning dwarfs and the non-heritability of magic. He tested dwarfs from 20 bloodlines and found they couldn't perform any level of spell casting, regardless of lyrium exposure or time on the surface. The Circle speculates that lyrium in the stone shields us from spiritual influences, and over time made us immune to them.
So what do you want with this circle?
I want to go to the Circle to study. I don't want to do magic. No dwarf can cast spells, but I don't see why I shouldn't study it. It would be a valuable exchange. Orzammar would learn of one of the great natural forces of the surface. And the Circle gains direct access to our knowledge of lyrium smithing. That would be wonderful. My name is Dagna, daughter of Janar of the Smithcast. Tell them I've already begun reading the Tevinter Imperium's Verticum Kadab, and it's just fascinating. Did you know the Imperial Magister Lords once had genealogies of every human family known to produce a mage child?
She's so enthusiastic and adorable. I'm glad we're helping her.
Oh, I'll go pack my bags right now. I'll be waiting by my father's shop.
Greetings, and welcome to Garen Garrison's luxury goods shop. Wow, there are a lot of you, and I've never seen one of those before. The things they come up with. What was I saying? Right. Yeah, I have some lovely things here. Lyrium enhanced, of course.
So you see, this is actually worth more. Man, that's a lot. That's why it's so expensive. Wow, that's amazing. That's an amazing ring. But I'm gonna take this.
Go on, I'm out of the nug game. Got nothing to sell.
Yeah, look for you
I'm
here.
back in the game, such as it is. I don't have much besides gratitude, but find a bunch more of these and I'll toss you whatever I found.
Cool. To the circle.
For the love of Dragonage.
We'll make our way this way. To the circle. Excuse me, to the circle tower.
Welcome back, friend. You'll be glad to learn that the circle is well on its way to recovery. Do not
Will the circle
worry.
face the light?
We are gearing up for battle as we speak. We will be there when the time comes.
Cool. Dagna of Orsma wishes to study magic.
Indeed. You have piqued my curiosity. It is common knowledge that dwarves lack the aptitude for spellcraft. She will never be able to weave the simplest magic, no matter how hard she tries.
She wants to study the theory of magic.
I suppose the circle should be flattered.
She wants to learn, that's a worthy goal.
I cannot deny anyone, dwarf or human, the chance to learn. Knowledge should not be withheld from those who seek it. Tell Dagna of Orzammar that this path will not be easy. But if she chooses it, then she is welcome here at the Circle. She will live and study with the Tranquil, and perhaps the apprentices when it is appropriate.
Thank you.
If only the Circle was in better shape. I fear she may be disappointed when she arrives.
Oh, spare hands to rebuild.
Interesting. She could tell us much about our dwarven neighbors. Yes, the more I think about it, the more I like the idea. I shall take this as an indication that perhaps things are starting to look up for the Circle. Thank you.
Well, forgive me, I must take my leave.
No, you will always be welcome here.
Well, thank you. I need to turn in some stuff.
You are wise to invest in.
I know I'm wise. It's all good. Watch this.
In the
Gold mirror.
What have you there? A mirror? It is just the same as the mirror which Flemeth smashed on the ground so long ago. It is incredible that you found one so like it. I am uncertain what to say. You must wish something in return, certainly.
It's a simple present for a beautiful
I
woman.
have never received a gift. Not one that did not also come with a price attached. Perhaps there is a price to pay yet, hmm? If so, 'tis deserved. Thank you. Truly.
Here we go.
A fine gift. You have my thanks.
You're welcome. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay.
Yes.
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 Oh, cool. I can just go to Orzammar now. I don't have to go to and from. It's so much more useful. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, cool.
You have coin, stranger? Fine weapon and arms, dwarven made.
To Orzammar. Oh, good. I was like, why is Morgan still here? Nice. Let's see here. Imports. Gem merchant, diamond quarter. Dagna.
Hello, how can I... It's you! And it's been, well, quite a while. Enough time to get to the circle and back, I hope. Oh, please tell me what they said.
First Enchanter Irving accepted you for study.
Ancestors, bless you. I can't believe it. There hasn't even been a dwarven observer in the circle since Urelden in the 13th century. I need to pack. No, my parents would get suspicious. I need to go. Is there anything I should bring? Books? Tuition?
A little token of gratitude would be nice.
I was just bringing some lyrium in from the storeroom. Will that do? I have either a lyrium rune that can be implanted in any weapon, or some of the serum mages use. Which do you want? Here you go. I hope it's enough to thank you. I'll never forget what you did. If you ever go to the circle again, maybe I'll see you there.
Welcome to Janar Family Armorers. I must say, you look like our type of people. Looking for a new set of mail? At Janar's, we have everything from leather to platinum. Has she been bothering you? It's a whiff of surface thing, and she's like a cave tick. Won't let go.
You should know she left for the circle
You
tower.
don't even know what you've done. She's castless now. She can never marry, never work, and never be a part of this family again. My daughter is dead to me now. Leave my store. You're not welcome here. You monster! You sent my daughter to the... Get out!
Well, I closed off that store to me forever, but that's okay, because, you know, I don't care.
Topsiders? Good. Get some outside gold in here. Calm people down. Make them think we should open the gates for good. The more cracks in the old way, the better. That's what Balin stands for. I'll take your gold. You're good for that.
I just wanted to show the, Immortal Vessel, huh?
Vieta, surfacer. I'm bid to let you walk the commons, but keep your place. Warden or not, I want order.
The Blight is coming and need orders more assistance.
Well, we have no king to hear you. You can join the shouting at the assembly in the Diamond Quarter if you want. Bunch of Desher lords bickering over sand. Balin, Harrowmont. Is one so different? No paragons here. They've caged themselves for fear of each other. As you've seen, keeping order down among us working people is dodgy. No place for a proper lord. Balin speaks through his second, Vartag Gavorn, in the assembly. Lord Harrowmont speaks through Dulin Ferender from his estate. Yes, you
I should go. Nada. I was like, what is that noise? Oh, it's that guy. It's Shale. Alright, we made it into the Diamond Quarter.
That's excellent armor.
dwarven man?
Good.
So the closer you live to the surface, the higher class you are. Unless you're actually on the surface.
You have come at a difficult time. Orzammar is ill and wanting.
Legion of the Dead sighted battling Darkspawn near Orzammar. They have no orders while thrones stand empty. News of the hour. Lord Harrowmont's insinuations against Lord Balin reveal the truth. Would Harrowmont be the true cause of King Endred's death? Shocking allegations.
Welcome to Lord Harrowmont's estate.
Howdy.
I heard there was a Grey Warden here. I am Dulin Forrender, second to Lord Harrowmont, King Endrin's own choice as successor. Word is spreading that the surface may suffer a blight. It is shameful we are not in a better position to help.
I have a treaty obliging Orzammar to aid against the blight.
And that is a terrible risk for the surface. But even if the world would end tomorrow, Lord Harrowmont cannot ignore Balin today. He cannot afford to trust anyone of unproven loyalties. That's a generous offer. If you mean it, you might attend the proving today. The Deshers take it very seriously. And unfortunately, Balin found some way to blackmail or intimidate House Harrowmont's best fighters into stepping down. It would certainly make your loyalties loud and clear. Balin would never work with anyone who humiliated him in that way. Harrowmont would have no fear of meeting with you then. But I'm afraid your only choice is to wait until there's a winner. Lord Harrowmont cannot risk his life working with someone of unproven loyalties. If you change your mind, let me know. The proving is this afternoon, and Lord Harrowmont could certainly use you on his side.
Over with.
I wasn't asking to come in. I'm coming in.
Be under great strain with the blight.
Moving on. It's done. Naturally.
Alright. Got that stuff situated.
Lord Harrowmont is a weak man, and he will be a weak king. Yes.
I wonder why they build a city around streams of lava. It's an accident waiting to happen.
I mean, she's not wrong.
Thief! Who would dare take from the memories? Warden, I'm outraged. A thief in the Shapered. What have we been reduced to?
Did you get a good look at him?
He was bald, with the most garish brand across his head. Almost like he took pride in being castless. Imagine. He's probably in the slums somewhere. As if he'd find a buyer for a stolen tome in Dust Town. They couldn't know the value.
Oh, pardon me. Were you looking for a particular volume? Not that I could really help. I, don't know the libraries very well. I'm just doing some research. I was looking for something about the Orton Tig. It was lost during the last Blight, and there aren't many records left. They were a noble house once, descended from the Paragon Orton, who composed the grand epic of the Seven Brothers and the Ortonic Symphony. My mother's family believes they were descended from Kalana Orton, who was training in Orzammar when the Tig fell. I'm even named for the house, Orta. Unfortunately, any records would be buried in the Tig's ruins, somewhere in the deep roads.
I'm a Grey Warden. I'm not afraid of the deep roads.
Mother always said that if anyone could find the Tig, it was the Wardens. I hear Prince Balin and Lord Harrimont have both been sending out small teams these days. Yes, if you can find the Tig in any records, that could do it. That could prove I'm a noble. If you could. Maybe now that you're looking, it's almost too much to hope.
Sure, not a problem. So many books. So much experience points. I'm down with that.
When I last walked this hall, Endrin was king and Orzammar was at peace. The memories often speak of the swiftness with which change overtakes us. But it is different to see it firsthand. I apologize, Warden. I should not burden a stranger with such thoughts. I am Zebor, the Shaper of Memories. The Grey Warden's visit has been recorded in the memories, along with all who accompany you.
I'd like your permission to open a chantry.
That is an odd request, especially for one so new to our city.
Come on behalf of Brother Burkle.
This is not the first time he's made this plea. My answer to Brother Burkle hasn't changed. So I ask you the same. On what basis would you have me insult the ancestors and overturn 2,000 years of tradition? What sort of charities do you mean? I am not certain this is in Orzammar's best interests. Our castes have served us well, but it's possible this service could benefit our people. Very well, he may hold a prayer meeting as he requested, if not build a new temple to his god. At least the words would come from one of our own. Now, is there anything more?
No, that's literally all I care about. I will record this
conversation in the memories. I hope I do not come to regret it.
Well, there we go. Build your chantry. Become amazing.
Warden, it is always a blessing for Orzammar to host your order. I am Vartak Gavorn, top advisor to our good Prince Balin. What news do you bring? Yes, the treaty. I've seen it in the Shaper's libraries. Now the difficulty is that the treaty only compels our king, and we are sadly lacking one of those right now.
So
My
what
prince
do I
is the
need to
rightful
do?
king, but a disappointing number of lords back the upstart Harrimont for the throne. If you show your support for Prince Balin, he might be able to assist with your requests.
So what do I need
Harrimont
to do?
promised the same portion of his estate to two different Deshers, Lady Dace and Lord Helmy. Harrimont can't possibly grant it to both of them, but they won't find out until after the vote is cast. I have copies of the promissory notes Harrimont gave each of them. Once they see those, they should both reconsider their votes.
Where did you
That's
get
not
these
important.
notes?
If they ask, say you found them while searching the Shaper's libraries for your treaty.
Well, I'll do it.
Lady Dace doesn't leave the quarter much. But Lord Helmy's adventurous, likes to spend his time at tapsters in the Commons. Remember, don't tell them you got these papers from me. You learned of them and drew your own conclusions.
Yeah.
Do you see how things lie, Warden? Lord Harrimont cannot trust you unproven, but he welcomes a good faith gesture. That you spoke to him even after our discussion is not reassuring. So have you decided to earn my lord's trust, or will you throw your lot in with the snakes?
You know what? It's not my problem if it's going to be bad. Overthrow the system.
Excellent.
Enter the proving.
The arena is located off the Commons. Talk to the Proving Master and tell him you're entering Lord Harrimont's roster. The key fighters we lost were Guidon and Beisel. You can look for them in the fighters' preparation chambers behind the ring. And be sure it's before the fights begin. After the first bout, no one may change the roster. If you need to find me again, I will wait in the Tapster's Tavern off the Commons. There is no better place to hear gossip. Perhaps even word of your victory.
Alright. Let's go meander in the
The
palace.
assembly is in session. Enter quietly.
Your mind has gone to dust if you think we would pass such a writ. Half our houses would go broke without the service trade.
The proposal is only effective until we have a king to ensure we are respected by the surfacers.
Leaving you conveniently positioned to take over all contracts. I'll see your head on a pike first.
Deshers, lords and ladies of the assembly. I've already doubled the guard to prevent violence. Must I summon more?
Steward Bandalore, Balin's sympathizers are tying our hands with trivialities. They may as well open us to the sky.
I suggest we put the matter to a vote.
And I suggest you have a taste of my family's mace.
Enough. The assembly is in recess until the members can regain control of their emotions.
Jeez.
Stone-forsaken fools and dusters. I'm sorry. This is the assembly of the clans. Only dashers and occasional guests of state are allowed in. Forgive me. I am so exhausted. I completely forgot about the message from the gate guard. Welcome to Orzammar, Warden. I hope you can forgive our unrest. The loss of our king has hit us hard. Respect for your role is great, but you won't receive a proper healing until we have a king on the throne. Troubling, but it will still seem distant compared to the empty throne. The assembly is blind to all else. This is their world, and it ended when Endrin died. I must admit, Warden, I am at a loss myself. It lies with Prince Balin or Lord Harrimont, and they are slow to trust anyone in these uncertain times. I only wish there was more I could do for you.
I was gonna side with Balin, but screw that guy. He's a dick. We're going with Harrimont. Harrimount's the weaker king, but I'm not a dwarf, so I don't care. That's basically what it boils down to. It has zero effect on me.
Are you daft? Yes, all right. And I'm off. Going.
Yeah, I'll summon the Revenant. What's your point?
Yes, and I'm off. All right. Going. Yes. Going. And I'm off. All right. Going. And I'm off. All right. Going. Yes. All right. And I'm off. Going. And I'm off. All right. Going. All right. Yes. And I'm off.
There we go. Take that greater health potion. That was good.
Over with. Time for more practice. Oh, yes, get out of here. Yes. Yes. All right. Yes. And I'm off. Yes. And I'm off. All right. Yes.
Good on you, Warden. You caught them in the act. I guess desperate times drive people to strange things.
Okay.
What's on your mind?
Oops, I hit the
no
wrong
trouble.
button. That's what's on my mind. Whoopsie daisy. So I can't do the dragon thing right now because I don't have access to all the stuff.
News of the hour. 2 more clans endorse Lord Balin as the new king. News of the hour. Support Lord Balin at your peril. Evidence suggests Lord Balin considering widespread military draft.
2 years tomorrow. By all the holy sodding ancestors, how can you people just ignore that?
Branka didn't go alone, Ogren. She took the whole house, everybody but you. So just get over to Tapster's and drown yourself already. You know as well as I do that's how this always ends.
You think I'm afraid of some cub warrior who's barely off the teat? Ha! I'll...
You lift a weapon or attack a single citizen in Orzammar, and you're stripped of your caste and exiled. Even you can't have forgotten that. Get out of here before I call a guardsman. Can you believe it? Ogren's barely even warrior caste anymore, and he just clomps in here like he's entitled. I'm Loylanar Ivo, warrior, which is more than I can say for that useless sod.
Well, who was he?
Drunken wretch. He comes up here 2-3 times a week, hounding people to lead some suicidal rescue mission after Branka. Gets quite violent about it. I'd be scared if they hadn't practically gelded him after he killed young Lord Mino. All Mino's son said was how unlikely it was that a bunch of Smiths would return safely from the deep roads. Which is true. Ancestors preserve us. That's what the warrior caste is for. But Ogren claimed it was an insult to a paragon. Next thing, they're in a duel to first blood to defend Branka's honor. Then Ogren starts screaming and runs him through. It was a huge scandal. Ogren should have been executed, but he'd won honors in the deep roads. Instead, they stripped him of all weapons and forbid him from engaging in fights within city limits. If he breaks the decree, he'll be exiled.
Why does everyone care so much about Branka?
She's still his wife, isn't she? Even if she took their entire house into the deep roads and abandoned him.
Uncle was married to that drunk?
She was a paragon. She was just a smith, and Ogren was one of the best warriors of his generation.
Why'd Branka go in the deep roads?
Some old treasure. She was quite secretive, outright rude, really. She said she never asked to found a house, that she didn't care about politics, and that we were too self-absorbed to defeat the Darkspawn. She actually threatened anyone who said they'd come after her. She invented a smokeless fuel that let the Smith caste increase their output by nearly 1/3. Deaths from the Black Lung also dropped. The Assembly said she had the favor of the ancestors and declared her a paragon. They moved Branka, Ogren, and all their relatives to the noble caste and founded a new house in her name.
What were you arguing about?
Since Branka left, no one has ever stayed in the deep roads that long and survived. The search teams who went out found nothing but Oghren wants to keep risking lives searching. If you see any guardsmen, tell them Oghren was at it again.
So, I've been hearing rumors that a certain wine merchant is falling behind on his payments.
I can't imagine what you mean. I pay my expenses.
What about the expenses your good friend Jarvia incurs when providing your protection? It's not easy ensuring nothing bad happens, that no one decides to just burn everything in your store.
My store! Please, I don't have much. Business isn't good. People are scared. Tell Jarvia I'll get her money.
Jarvia's not happy with your promises, old man. Now let's go inside and see what you've been holding back.
Well, that seemed awkward.
This is all I have right now. I could get more if I sell something.
Well, well. Looks like we have a visitor. Friend of yours?
Is there a problem here, friend? Are these men threatening you?
Please, don't get involved with this. You don't know what they're like.
Then allow me to make some introductions. These are dangerous times in Orzammar, stranger. Lucky us, the merciful Jarvia is offering protection from the chaos. You're wearing some fancy stuff there. Might make you a target. So if you want the Carta's guarantee of safety, it's yours for the reasonable price of 10 gold sovereigns. Or I can't say what might happen. Whoa, whoa! All right, you win. I'm not gonna die for 10 lousy sovereigns.
Ancestors, bless you for saving my poor store. I don't know how to express my gratitude. I've never met her, of course. They say she never leaves Dusttown. That's the older area of the city where the casteless congregate. She's the one directing this depravity. Since good King Endrin died, they're getting bolder. They used to be a problem only in Dusttown, but now they're in the commons, shaking honest men down for coin. May you walk in the...
Yeah, it's time for me to go to bed. We'll pick this up in the morning. So, I will talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good one. We'll pick this up and continue Orzammar's quest line. Good night, everyone.